Hello everyone, my name is Dominika Stoppa. I'm an artist, an educator and the founder of Creative Mandala Method, and in this video I'm going to show you a few examples of my creative mandalas and the meaning behind the artworks. So let's have a look at this very first picture, and this was my very first creative mandala, and it's hanging in my studio. It's nicely framed. This creative mandala tells a story about a life chapter, and it started in 2017, and it's roughly a year, 2 years of a story locked in this picture. So starting with the bottom, you can see a little plaque here with words "You are in charge now" and a date, 18th of July 2017, and it was the time when I moved into a new apartment. I left, gently speaking, a toxic relationship behind me, and I moved in with my 2 small children to a new house, to a new apartment, and the estate agent gave me the key, so you can see the key in here also as a symbol, and he said, "You're in charge now." And that was such a profound statement at the time. It's something he was definitely saying to every single new tenant, but to me it was just the most profound statement, because it was the beginning of a new life, the beginning of a new chapter. So starting with this moment, we're moving like this. It's a timeline. So we're starting on the bottom and we're moving clockwise. We have a symbol of a fire and a whip. So whip could be a positive symbol. It could be a symbol of a passion within a relationship, like a positive passion, but it could also symbolize fights and abuse and arguments. So it is burning the whip, and also a snake here that is in between the peaceful blue kind of shades and the red kind of phase of danger and pain. It's just in between those 2 colors, because the symbol of a snake, it could symbolize a person, or it could symbolize a transition. So a little bit like a phoenix being born from ashes. The snake is losing its skin to start again, to start new and fresh. So that was a transformation. And the symbols that I truly love is the evolution of a butterfly. So I'm using 3 of them here. It's a chrysalis first, and then leaving the chrysalis and letting myself out. So at the beginning I took a year out of work just to focus on my small kids first of all, and my own healing, and going back to education, doing my coaching diplomas, things like that. But I was pretty much hiding. I was taking time for myself. I was being kind to myself, and it definitely wasn't a time to be in a public eye. It wasn't a time to go self-employed just yet. It was very private time, and that was a time when I developed Creative Mandala Method. That was a time when I started having some aha moments and started to recognize that art was always my therapy. It was just developing in my head, and later on I got an idea how I can make it work. So slowly getting into that moment, and here stars could symbolize luck and dreams, and going with the transition here, there's a letter with a date, 28th of 11 2018. So over a year later I met my now husband, a partner, and it all started with the handwritten note. The swans symbolize love and the flowers in the background symbolize gratitude, the ring to symbolize the commitment. So it goes from like a transition, and it shows a chapter of my life. The next creative mandala I want to share with you is a vision board. And in the vision board, I think sometimes what we miss is that we should focus on how we want to feel. It's not about all the glamorous stuff and gadgets and new cars, and it's more about when we are thinking about a future or manifesting the future, dreaming about the future. It's great to start with reflection on how I want to feel. And within this painting, I embrace the feeling. So for example, it's strong, or home, gratitude. They're all kind of power words that are associated to a feeling or a state, and then the symbols to accompany with the word. So for example, for business, there's a goldfish, and goldfish could be either symbolizing fertility, like a mother energy, or could symbolize entrepreneurship and financial abundance. Another symbol that is worth mentioning is love and self-care. So a heart and a ring. And it is a reminder that every healthy relationship with other person starts with having a great relationship with myself first. So just to make sure that I love myself first, that I have a good relationship with myself, that I respect my own boundaries, and then on top of that I can add up a relationship with my partner or husband, or you know, whatever the arrangement is. Then home is symbolized by an anchor, and that feeling of stability that I've been craving as well. Sun is symbolizing confidence and connection. The tree is to symbolize growth mindset and overall learning, always learning and exploring. So the owl comes here to symbolize this element. Okay, this creative mandala was made sometime last year, over a year ago, and it is to symbolize a relationship. So you can use it to embrace a relationship either with a parent, a child, a friend, a partner. It doesn't need to be romantic, but at the same time, in this case, in the center of it, there's a heart and a ring to symbolize commitment, then the symbol of eternity to embrace the wish that hopefully it will last long term. The seahorse and my star sign, which is Scorpio, to symbolize myself. There's something about seahorses that I truly love, and also I have a tattoo with a seahorse, so it just feels personal. And then the bear, like a caring, loving, protective energy to symbolize my partner and his star sign. And then the oak leaf on the bottom to symbolize a strength of this relationship. Earth to symbolize prosperity, security and wisdom. The fire to symbolize passion with the relationship, and the symbol of air to communicate, to symbolize communication skills and overall the friendship that we have. Jasmine symbolizes unconditional or eternal love. It's just such a beautiful love symbol. Then we have a wheat going all around here on the edges to symbolize abundance and prosperity. Almond as a symbol of a promise. Anchor as a stability and support. And then on the very bottom we have that letter again with the date, because that's where the relationship properly started. We've been smiling to each other for a year until I was brave enough to reach out with a note and invite him for a coffee. And you can see the feathers around it to symbolize intuition and dreams and spirituality, because what gave me the impulse to to approach him in the first place was actually a dream I had a couple of days before that, with a little bit of guidance, I suppose, and that was definitely something that pushed me just as much as I needed to go to the next level, actually be brave enough to talk to the man. So this is something personal as well, and what I truly love about creative mandalas is it's truly personal, and there is a suggested meaning beside each one of the symbols, but it could mean something completely different to you, and that's beautiful. It's perfect. You don't need to be just stuck within the suggested meaning. It could be truly yours, and it is a bit mysterious. It's your personal story. You don't need to share it with anyone, but also you can just keep it for yourself, and it could work like a visual diary for you, like a visual journal that you can look at after many years and see your journey and your struggles, and it is a beautiful way of embracing whatever's happening. Or you can frame it and hanging at your home, and no one else would truly see, you know, what's the meaning behind each one of the creative mandalas. It's truly yours, it's truly personal. So these are the 3 examples. In terms of a composition, they're very different. In a way, we have that kind of a spread. It starts from the top with the guidance and it goes back. This is like grounded, this is for qualities of the relationship. Then the horizontal line is for the 2 person involved, but also we have that vertical line that it starts from the top with the start with the intuition. And then when we looked at the composition of a vision board, it's just a total mismatch. There's no big thought about the actual composition, and the very first one was a timeline, so you can see clearly. You can just organize it any way you want it. And here a little bit of extra, actually. I'm going to show you one more. This was one of the first creative mandalas, and this is an example of embracing yourself as a personality. So the theme for this creative mandala was me, myself and I encouraged some participants in my group for creative mandala makers to come up with creative mandala to show their qualities and their values and the traits of character. So in the center of it is a sun. So this is the most important one. Maybe pick one symbol that just feels like this is you at the core. So for example, the sun could be warm, caring energy. And then the turtle is symbolizing a mother energy. A seahorse is a confidence, grace, strength, power, luck. But it's also personal to me because, as I mentioned before, I have a tattoo with seahorses, a Scorpio, some other elements that were truly important to me. And you can create this very interesting looking illustrations that are meaningful, that tell a story, but you're the only person who knows what it truly means. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're going to enjoy the method.